Hey folks, what's going on? The moon is setting and it's time for another episode of MineTime. Today I'm going to tell you what I've been up to since the last episode, and we're going to try to find a village and a parrot. First up, you might notice I'm standing on some roofs. This is new from last time. So last time we just had this red acacia roof for the farming area. I've since expanded with some other building designs. I'm actually pretty proud of them, and I'm pleased that I have shapes of roofs corresponding to colors. What do I mean by that? We have this red acacia only appearing in this slanted parallelogram. We have these jungle slabs appearing in these kind of more rounded roofs with the trapdoors on the sides. And we have these oak planks on rectangular offset vertically slanted areas. These are like stables. This one's currently holding some llamas, and the other one isn't holding anything just yet. I'm particularly proud of this jungle wood roofed hut. This is supposed to be like the fishing and cooking hut, and I'm really proud of how it turned out. I really like the trapdoor design, kind of the stonework down here, the way the mud bricks work with the jungle. It looks really nice in my opinion. I've replaced the floor here with mud, and we've planted sugarcane and some pumpkins. It turns out that pumpkins and sugarcane can grow on mud, which is interesting. You might notice that this here is a grass block, and that's because mud, like soul sand, has the player sink down into it. You might notice that I'm going to pop up when I walk in and out. I move 2 pixels down, which means that when I step onto these stairs, if it weren't for this full block here, I wouldn't actually be able to make this. So that's what that's there for. This is a nice little paved area in the middle of the buildings. I'm not sure what'll go here, maybe a small tent, maybe a shady black market area. Here's one of the stables, and we exit. This is the rear of one of the buildings. This is the larger building, and I've been experimenting with some shrubbery work here. I'm excited for more of that. There's some jungle leaves and oak leaves, because I think those 2 colors are the most interesting of the ones we have access to right now. We've got some llamas over here. Some wandering traders contributed to this llama farm, and everyone with a black carpet on them has several, 9 to be precise, item slots. I'm excited to be breeding these llamas because llamas can go into boats to create what I call the Lamborghini. And it's a 2-player boat with storage, so you don't have to sacrifice a chest slot, and you're also able to ride in style with this creature. That's pretty interesting. I mentioned this birch area. This birch hut is supposed to be colorful and artistic, so we've got colors of wool and flowers that we're collecting in here. This is just temporary. I have a banner hanging up here and more trapdoor walls. I'm trying to decide what I want here. There's the sandstone floor. This might be interesting. So you might wonder how we get this texture on the top here with this cracked. Normally we only see that from the sides. And the way to accomplish that is to use stairs. So, for example, when we craft sandstone stairs, we can place these upside down, and we get this nice texture. So that's a floor design I'm considering. I don't love how it's different from the stonework over there. It seems kind of out of place, but we'll see how that goes. You might have noticed that we have some new guests at the fishing village area. These are pillagers, and they were pacified thanks to help from Tuba Lady. The way to pacify a pillager is to get them in a boat and sit in that boat with them. That way, when they shoot their crossbow, the arrows always miss. This means that as they shoot their crossbow, the durability of the crossbow goes down, and the pillager loses their crossbow. So now, without a weapon, if we don't give them one, they're harmless. They're just angry and grumbly, and they can wander around. So I'm very excited to see what I can do with these. I'm thinking of putting them in a post office or tax collection service, something kind of not very exciting. However, what is exciting is that these pillagers being around here means that there's a village within, I think, 300 blocks or so. I'm hoping that today we can go find that village and discover where these pillagers were targeting to. The jungle roofs might have given it away, but I found a jungle. It's pretty close. We saw it last time as well, and I collected some saplings to get that nice kind of mud brick colored roof palette with wood. So I'm thinking that today we'll explore in this direction and see if we can find some parrots. because parrots are great. I also forgot to mention that we have a mine shaft now. I mentioned last time that I want to put something like a mine into this hill cliff area, and I've constructed the interior somewhat. I'm really happy with how this crane turned out. We're using a grindstone to simulate a pulley, and we're using the wooden fence to simulate the rope. Currently there's a bucket holding a cargo of copper ore, and the mineshaft goes quite a way down. We have this design of a ladder with fences on either side. This means that the player can drop down really, really quickly, so we don't have to worry about wasting time climbing down and climbing back up. This goes all the way down to bedrock and all the way up. So I've been mining a little bit. I found 4 diamonds. That was exciting. I'm not sure what to do with them just yet. Maybe a diamond pickaxe. The reason that I came down here is that if we're going to explore, we're going to need some more supplies. First of all, we're going to need our favorite weapon, the lava bucket. Now, actually, I do have a lava bucket. While mining for diamonds, I happened to find lava, and I had a spare bucket. So, we do have a lava bucket. However, we also need a map to remember where we've been, and this is where redstone comes in. Redstone is needed to combine with iron to make a compass, and a compass plus a map makes it so we're able to track our position on the map. So when we're exploring for that village and that jungle, we're able to remember where we've been. So that's what the redstone is for. I found this naturally generated stone and deep slate redstone mix particularly appealing. So I'm thinking of keeping this ore here and maybe scaffolding around it somehow. So I was just looking for redstone at the bottom of the world, because it turns out that diamonds and redstone both spawn increasingly as you get down to bedrock. Strip mining, however, is not the most efficient way to find resources. Every time we break 2 blocks, we expose 6, but breaking these 2 blocks is pretty slow. It's much faster to walk down a cavern and expose multiple blocks quickly by walking or sprinting past. So I was digging and I heard lava. I decided to dig up and I found this enormous cavern. This thing is huge. I would love to build a base down here at some point. It just keeps going and going, and I'd love to play around with it. Having a lava lake like this is quite a unique aesthetic. But anyhow, I found a piece of redstone ore over here, so we have redstone. This is enough to make a compass, so we can now go ahead and make that map. I just realized I didn't explain how I got the mud. This is the way I did it. I didn't find a mangrove swamp biome, so I filled up some water bottles, and then I placed some dirt and converted it. Now, it turns out that you can't convert dirt from the bottom, but instead you must tap the side or top of the dirt block with the glass bottle, hydrating it and turning it into mud. From here, we can now pick this up most quickly with a shovel. We have the materials to make a compass, we have the materials to make an empty map, and let's go ahead and scale this map up. It turns out that by surrounding... we can't have an empty map. Okay. So if we draw our map of where we are now, then we can surround it with several sheets of paper and scale up. So for example, we have level 0 of 4 right now, but we can upgrade the size of the map to see the surrounding area more clearly. We can do this multiple times, up to 1 more after this. But this will do for now. The jungle is close by and the village should be as well. So we look at it now and we're in the middle. And we want to head this way direction for where I think a village is, and a this way direction for where I think a jungle is located. Let's do that now. As we get ready to set out, we've got coal, wood, seeds for the parrots, and a crafting bench, bed, blocks, boat for fast travel by water, and assorted weapons and tools. We're ready to go. As we set out, you might notice that there are some of these lights underwater. I've been playing around with a light design to help alleviate drowned spawns. I've been killed by drowned, especially trident throwing drowned, multiple times, and it's not very enjoyable. But jack-o'-lanterns on their own don't look so great. I've been thinking we have these surrounding birch trapdoors. This makes them look like some kind of lantern that's waterproofed and floating from underwater. I quite like the look of these. Alright, let's go set out and find a jungle and or parrot and or village. To start, we're going to set out this way, and I don't think the river goes very far, so we might set out on foot at some point soon. It looks like we found a ruined portal and somebody's structure. Somebody must have built this. Perhaps they were mining trees, or making their base, I'm not sure. But it looks like here's an abandoned nether portal. Let's see if there's anything in the chest. There is. Some gold nuggets, thank you very much. And a chest. How about that? This will be useful. Maybe we can reconstruct it when we're visiting the nether. Onward. Over there is jungle proper. And we've also found a cocoa bean. Excited to see parrots within. We've also got some horses here. While fishing for the name tag, I found a saddle. I should have brought that saddle with me. So perhaps in the future we'll have a horse to ease land exploration. That'll be much faster. Not a parrot yet, but we found bamboo. This will be very useful for scaffolding. Going to leave the bottom as always so other folks can come by and find it. This will be helpful for our builds. We'll also take these cocoa beans. Why not? And we found our first parrot, just like that. It did start to rain, and this parrot is gray, but that's quite okay. We just feed him some seeds, and now we have a very own parrot. Look at that. All in a day's work. Fantastic. Now that we've got our parrot, which we have apparently named TBD, we can either continue looking for parrots or look for that village. I'd like to find one more parrot, perhaps a more colorful one, so let's do that for a bit. We found cows. Not sure those count, though. There's not even any phrase about cows flying. A lone bamboo. We will take it. This bamboo pierced a tree. I didn't even know they could do that. Must have been world generation. I think we should name the parrot something with the initials, TBD. I like Theodore for T and bird for B. So now I just need something for D. To be determined. I do enjoy how much we look like a pirate right now. The parrot on the shoulder, the map in the hand, exploring worlds unknown. This is fun. More parrots sighted. I'm going to go for this blue one next. This one might be one of my favorite colorations. Excellent. This is exactly what I could hope for. Now we can make more parrots as well. I don't quite remember how color lineage works, whether we will get a red one from these two or not, but I guess we'll see. This is excellent. Time to go back to base and make sure they're safe. Something that I read about parrots but never experienced until just now was that parrots will mimic the sounds of mobs nearby. For example, these parrots just mimicked the sounds of drowned, alerting me that there were drowned nearby before I even saw them. Parrots are great. I'm hoping that this river will connect to the open ocean so that we can head back to our base. But it looks like this might not be the case after all. On second thought, it looks like I just didn't see a small passage in the rocks there. It looks like we'll be in the open ocean now, warm ocean, surrounded by savanna. This is promising because our house is connected by something similar. Another ruined portal, nice. We'll remember to check it out later. We've still got TBD and this blue lovely parrot. I'm tempted to name them Squawky, but I think Squawky looks a little bit different. Maybe Cacaw Macaw. I'll keep thinking. Ooh, Cacophony could be a really good name. I quite like that actually. It's got the rhythmic cacophony because they produce and mimic sounds, and it has the cacaw of a bird. Excellent. It looks like we're almost home, and what's best, it looks like this is all connected by one river. We've closed the loop. This is wonderful. So it seems like our fishing village has easy access to the ocean and the mushroom island nearby. I quite like how people seem to be basing next to the rivers. It'll be nice and easy to connect them that way. I guess we'll have a river economy going. A beehive. I should grow one of those. I think this might be someone else's house. And we're home. The moon is rising, we have 2 parrots, we're safe at home, well fed, no drama on the expedition, and we found some great resources. Cocoa beans, bamboo, and even some gold nuggets to do something with. I think that'll be it for this episode. Maybe next time we'll find that village. I'd appreciate some feedback on what was most interesting and maybe some building techniques. What kinds of buildings did you enjoy? Maybe suggest something to do with the birch one. I'm really unsure about that one. Thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing the responses. I almost forgot the comment book. We've got the supplies to make a book to store comments of the day. Comments of the day are going to be a book where I respond to a particularly interesting comment. On this first video, our commenter of the day is Blargnov, the regular human. Sounds a little suspicious, to be honest. And the comment is 3 doors? This comment is in reference to the first video where we showed a underground base that has now been destroyed in place of this pasture, and we had 3 doors in a row. Now, I can explain. The crafting recipe creates 3 doors. So, well, I don't know, could I have just not placed the doors? That seems unsafe. My starter mine was underneath this pasture right here. The crafting recipe for doors creates 3 of them, so I figured, why not place all 3? Reading this comment made me chuckle. Thank you, Blargnov, the regular human. Thank you very much. Alright, that's all for now, folks. Tune in next time. Have a great time. Bye-bye.